Hi everyone. When I first started thinking about my self-care project, I found myself overthinking it. There are so many ways I can represent self-care, and I wanted to create something that felt impressive. The more that I sat with that question, the more I realized that self-care isn't always something you plan. It's something you return to when you feel like you're losing yourself. And for me, that's my morning swim. Swimming has always been a part of my life growing up. It was something familiar, something grounding. But as I got older, life became more demanding, responsibilities increased, deadlines became constant, expectations grew, and late nights became normal. And somewhere along the way, I stopped swimming. It wasn't until this course that I began to reflect on how important it is to actually take care of myself, not just push through everything and deal with the stress as it comes. So at the beginning of this year, I made an intentional decision to come back here, to swim, to choose me. In the morning that I chose to swim, everything felt a little different, a little lighter. It wasn't that the stress disappeared, but I felt more clear and more capable of handling it. And because of that, I wanted to represent this project as a video. Swimming isn't something I can fully explain in words. It's something I feel. The movement, the rhythm, the environment, all of it plays a role in how it supports my well-being. I felt that a video would allow me to capture that experience more honestly. As part of this project, I focus on the course concept themes of physical exercise and gratitude. Because swimming is more than just a way to stay active. It became a space where I could slow down and appreciate the time I was giving to myself. It's the combination of physical exercise and the gratitude I feel for having a space like this to unwind that helps me get through stressful times. Through this experience, I also realized that my self-care extended across multiple domains: physical, psychological, and relational. And throughout this video, I'll share how this one practice was able to support me in each of these self-care domains. Physically, there's something about being in the water that gives me a sense of relief that I don't really experience anywhere else. The moment I stepped in, there's an immediate shift. The noise of everything else fades, and I become more aware of my body, my breathing, my movement, and the rhythm of each stroke. Swimming is repetitive, but in a comforting way. Each lap feels like a small reset. The tension I was holding in my shoulders and my chest would slowly start to release. My breathing would deepen and my body would start to relax. I came to understand that this is part of how physical exercise helps regulate stress, by allowing the body to release built-up tension and return to a more balanced state, allowing me to feel calm as soon as I jump into the water. Mentally, swimming gave me something I didn't realize I needed: space. In my day-to-day life, my mind is constantly moving from one thing to the next, but in the water, that constant noise quiets down. There aren't distractions, no notifications, no outside pressure, just the sound of the water and the rhythm of my breath. And for a little while, I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm just present. Without really trying, it turns into a form of mindfulness, just being fully in the moment. And that mental reset became one of the most valuable parts of swimming for me. It gave me clarity, it gave me peace of mind, and it reminded me that I don't always have to be in a constant state of stress or urgency. Lastly, people might think that swimming is an individual sport. You just go in, swim laps. But by simply showing up for myself consistently, I had also started building a sense of community. I became familiar with the people around me. I talked to the lifeguard on duty during my swims, have small conversations with Fred at the front desk when checking in, and sometimes chat with a sweet older lady in the leisure lane about her grandkids. These weren't long or deep conversations, but they felt meaningful in their own way. This routine didn't just help me release stress through swimming, it also reminded me that I wasn't alone. There were people that recognized me, who listened to my small day-to-day stories, who showed me support by just being there. That sense of connection mattered more than I expected. It made this space feel less like a pool and more like somewhere I belonged. Looking back at this semester, swimming became something much more meaningful than I expected. It wasn't just about staying active or building a routine. It became a way for me to check in with myself, to notice when I was overwhelmed, and to respond to that in a healthier way. Swimming supported me physically by helping me release stress and tension. It supported me psychologically by giving me the space to reset and be present. And it supported me relationally through the sense of community I experienced here. What I learned from this is that self-care doesn't have to be complicated or perfect. It can be something as simple as getting in the water that can have a real impact, as long as I choose to show up for it consistently. Moving forward, I want to keep making time for this. not just when things feel overwhelming, but as a regular part of how I take care of myself. Because I've come to understand that swimming isn't just an activity for me. It's a form of self-care that supports my well-being in a way I don't want to lose again. It's something simple, but something that makes everything feel a bit better.